Unit 7. New Business. Track 1.
The economy is stable following the problems of the past 2 years. By following a tight monetary policy, the government has reduced the inflation rate to 2%. For borrowers, after going up dramatically, the interest rate is now down to 8%. The last 6 months have seen a slight improvement in the exchange rate against the dollar. For the country as a whole, the GDP has grown by 0.15%. Exports are increasing, and the balance of trade is starting to look much healthier. In terms of jobs, the unemployment rate continues to be a problem, as it is still 16%. In order to stimulate the economy and attract foreign investment from abroad, the government is offering new tax incentives, as well as making a renewed effort to reduce government bureaucracy and red tape. Finally, a large, skilled labour force means there could be attractive investment opportunities over the next 5 years.
Unit 7. New Business. Track 2.
Can you tell us about your business?
Our company name is Dahabshil. We are a global money transfer company. We transfer money nearly 144 countries. We help students, we help business organizations, we help international organizations like World Bank and United Nations. We help migrant workers who are in Europe or other part of the world who want to send money back home to their family.
Unit 7. New Business. Track 3.
What do all successful new businesses have in common?
All successful business, I believe, my opinion, they have to have a plan, they have to have a vision of where they're going, how they're going to reach that vision. They have to motivate their staff. They have to keep their customer loyal. They have to maintain that relationship with their customer. Because at the end of the day, customer is the one who pays your salary, who pays your income. So you have to make sure that the customer are happy with your services. You have to maintain that relationship. So Dahabshil, when the customer come to us and they send money globally, we have to think about their requirements and we have to make sure they're happy. So, and of course, you also have to maintain your cost. You know, if your income and your costs, there's a big difference, then, you know, you have to manage that. Of course, you prefer to get more income than your expenditure. Otherwise, if your expenditure is more than your income, your business will be bankrupt. You will have a problem. So you have to always think about how to make more profit, less cost.
Unit 7. New Business. Track 4.
What advice would you give to anyone starting their own business?
I hope they've got lots of energy. I think it is difficult and quite hard work and needs a significant level of commitment. I think it's really, really important to make sure you understand the marketplace and who your customers are going to be. And how you differentiate yourself or make yourself different from any of your competitors in that marketplace. People will only go to you and buy your product or your service if they feel it is added value over and above what they can get elsewhere or something they can't get elsewhere. So for me, understanding the market and the customer is absolutely critical to the success of a business. The other key thing is that you've got sufficient cash. Things will generally not go quite to plan, and it's really important that you've got access to enough cash to get the business going, to ensure you get some positive cash flow through the business.
Unit 7. New Business. Track 5.
I remember when I first thought about quitting my job, and you advised me to gain some experience before I started a new business. I need to earn some profit as soon as possible, as I don't have much spare cash. Or do I have to accept that I won't have much money while I'm starting up my new business? Do I need to have some savings while I get my new business off the ground? I'm just not sure how I'll survive until my company starts earning money. Please advise me as soon as you can.
Unit 7. New Business. Track 6. 1. A.
362.
B.
1,841.
C.
36,503.
D.
684,321.
E.
4,537,295.
2. A.
3.5.
B.
2.89.
C.
9.875.
3. A.
3/4.
B.
1/8.
C.
6/7.
D.
1/2.
E.
2/3.
4. A.
15%.
B.
50%.
C.
97%.
D.
100%.
5. A.
£80.
B.
$5,800.
C.
150,000 euros.
D.
20,000 euros.
Unit 7. New Business. Track 7. Extract 1.
And here is the business news. This month, inflation is up by 1.2%. The unemployment rate is now 5%, giving an overall figure of 1,258,000.
Unit 7. New Business. Track 8. Extract 2.
Laser plc, the supermarket giant, reports that profits rose 12% to just over $1.8 billion, with sales increasing a healthy 18%.
Unit 7. New Business. Track 9. Extract 3.
General Engineering said it would reduce its workforce by 1/3 over the next 5 years, resulting in the loss of 5,000 jobs.
Unit 7. New Business. Track 10. Extract 4.
The central bank has reduced interest rates by 0.5%. Turning to the world economy, this will grow by 2.8% next year.
Liz Crede is an organisation development consultant. She believes that the results of any organisation can be improved by building the quality of the relationships within it, whether they're person to person, team to team, department to department, or organisation to organisation? Liz, what are the issues to consider when manufacturing abroad?
I think there are three key issues to consider. The first is the business environment that you will be working in. The second is the local conditions to be considered. And the third are the language and cultural differences that might be there. Within the business environment, it's looking at the legal and financial systems that you'll have to work within, which might be very different to the ones you're used to. With the local conditions, it's about wage levels and the availability of the local workforce. And with culture and language, it's how to deal with any language differences there might be and how to make sure that communications really work well.
What are the advantages and disadvantages of each of the possible locations?
Well, for location A, I think the advantages are that there's a low import tax for cycles, there's a very good rail network, and the workforce will be readily available. The disadvantages are that there's a poor road network, and I think the country is politically unstable. For location B, I think the major advantages are that it has a very good road and rail network, and there's a lot of flat land in the country, which is good for the sale of children's bikes. The disadvantages are that there's high wage costs and low availability of the workforce, so it might be difficult to get people to work there. The big advantage for location C is that the economy is growing fastest than all the other locations, and this will be good for cycle sales. Also, the tax on profits is low. The main disadvantage is that the tax on imported cycle parts is relatively high. And finally, location D. The government is encouraging foreign investment, and therefore they are offering a tax holiday for 3 years, which means you pay no tax for that time. The disadvantage is that after that, the tax rate you'll pay is the highest of all the options.
Which location would you choose and why?
It's not an easy choice because each location has its advantages and disadvantages. But if I had to choose, I'd choose location D for 3 reasons. The first is that it has a mixed landscape, so it should be good for sales of all types of cycles. Secondly, it has a good airport structure, and there's further investment planned for rail and road. And thirdly, there's average wage rates and high unemployment, so it should be relatively easy to recruit the workforce needed.